yourself first. Think she's just being friendly. Think again. When a woman likes you more than she openly admits, the first thing you'll notice is often the way she pays attention to you in a way that feels deeper than casual interaction. She doesn't just hear your words, she listens and remembers the small details from what you ate for breakfast to the way you describe your day. She may even bring up something you mentioned weeks ago as if it had been etched in her memory. This level of attentiveness is significant because most people only remember details about those who genuinely matter to them. Her ability to recall these nuances demonstrates that she prioritizes humanly and emotionally. Subtle signs like remembering your favorite coffee, noticing a slight change in your tone, or recalling a minor personal anecdote are all indicators of deeper interest, unlike overt flirtation, which is often easy to spot and sometimes performative. These cues are genuine and consistent, reflecting a sincere emotional investment that many men completely overlook. Another clear sign is her communication pattern. If she's actively finding ways to communicate with you throughout the day, whether it's via text, social media, or in person, this is a strong indicator that you hold a special place in her thoughts. She might start conversations about random topics, check in to see how your day is going, or share content that reminds her of you. The key here is consistency. Casual acquaintances don't make an effort to reach out regularly, but someone who's interested will look for reasons to engage with you frequently. Moreover, the quality of these interactions matters. She doesn't just send messages, she crafts them thoughtfully, asking questions, showing curiosity, or reflecting on purpose conversations. These actions indicate that she's building an ongoing connection with you, and her communication style subtly signals that you occupy a unique and important role in her life. Her body language is one of the most telling aspects of attraction, often revealing more than words ever could. Women who like someone tend to unconsciously adjust their posture and positioning to be closer to that person. She may lean in when talking to you, angle body to face you in group settings, or maintain eye contact just a fraction longer than she does with others. Small gestures like mirroring your movements, subtly imitating your speech patterns, or tilting her head while listening are all nonverbal signals that she feels connected and engaged. These behaviors are rooted in subconscious psychology. People instinctively mirror those they feel comfortable with or emotionally drawn to. Over time, consistent mirroring combined with these small cues becomes an unmistakable sign that she is not only interested but emotionally invested. Pay attention to how she reacts to your humor. If she consistently laughs at your jokes even when they're not particularly funny, it's a subtle but powerful sign of attraction. Humor is a social bonding tool, and women who like you often use it to create emotional closeness. She may tease you, playfully engage in light banter, or show enthusiasm for shared jokes. This is more than casual interaction. It's an emotional mechanism that fosters connection and demonstrates enjoyment of your company. When coupled with other behaviors, her reactions to humor reveal that she values the interaction and finds emotional pleasure in being around you. It's a subconscious way of signaling interest without verbalizing it. Memory and attention to detail are indicators that go beyond casual conversation. A woman who likes you remembers a thing that most people would forget, whether it's a fleeting mention of a dream, an offhand comment about your weekend, or even a preference you express in passing. She stores this information and recalls it naturally in later interactions. This behavior shows that she not only hears you but actively values your words. And by remembering small details, she demonstrates emotional engagement and subtly conveys that you occupy a meaningful space in her life. Men often overlook this because it doesn't appear dramatic or obvious, but it is one of the strongest subconscious signals of genuine interest. Another sign of deeper attraction is the way she incorporates you into her future plans. Even casual mentions of events, trips, or activities may include hypothetical situations where you're present. She might suggest attending an event together or ask for your opinion on something she plans to do, signaling that she imagines a role for you in her life. Women rarely include people in their mental future scenarios unless they feel some level of emotional connection and attraction. This subtle behavior indicates that she is considering not just the present but also how she might continue to share experiences with you, reflecting a level of interest beyond surface level engagement. When a woman is attracted, she often becomes more emotionally attuned to your state. She notices micro changes in your mood or energy and responds accordingly. So from a change in tone or a brief pause in conversation can prompt her to check in, offer support, or attempt to cheer you up. This hidden sensitivity isn't something casual acquaintances typically display. It's a sign of empathy combined with interest, as she wants to ensure your emotional state is positive, and her subconscious responses indicate she values your well-being. This attentiveness demonstrates care and concern, which are hallmarks of attraction and emotional investment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subtle physical gestures can reveal more than a verbal communication ever could. A woman who likes you might initiate a smile seemingly incidental, a touch, has a brush on the arm, a playful nudge, or adjusting something near you. These micro interactions are rarely accidental. Their subconscious attempts to establish a physical connection while gauging your response, unlike overt flirtation, which can be obvious and sometimes rehearsed. These small touches happen naturally and consistently. Over time, repeated micro gestures are a clear indication of her growing comfort and attraction, signaling that she wants to be physically close without making it overly explicit. Her social behavior around you can also reveal interest. If she consistently prioritizes spending time with you in group settings and makes efforts to include you in her circle of friends or introduces you to important people in her life, it shows she sees you as someone significant. This integration into her social sphere is an indirect yet powerful way of signaling attraction. By incorporating you into her life, she demonstrates that she values your presence and is considering the long-term potential of your connection. Men often overlook these subtle inclusions as friendly gestures, but their deliberate steps toward building closeness and intimacy. Tone of voice is an overlooked indicator of emotional engagement. Women who like someone often unconsciously adjust their pitch, cadence, or warmth of tone in your presence, her voice may soften slightly. She may laugh more freely, or she might speak in a more engaging manner when addressing you specifically. These auditory cues reflect emotional responsiveness and a subconscious desire to foster connection because tone communicates emotions directly to the listener. It can serve as a strong nonverbal signal that she feels differently toward you than she does toward others. A woman who likes you more than she admits often seeks to create emotional intimacy by sharing her own vulnerabilities. She may talk about her personal struggles, fears, or past experiences, stories that she doesn't share lightly. This willingness to open up signals that she trusts you and feels safe around you. Vulnerability is a strong indicator of emotional connection because it requires both courage and confidence in your discretion and empathy. When a woman gradually begins revealing her inner world, it's often a subtle test of your attentiveness and care, as well as a way to deepen the bond between you. Most men fail to recognize that these disclosures are far more meaningful than casual conversation. They're an invitation into her emotional life, and consistent sharing is a sign that she sees you as someone emotionally significant. Consistency in attention and effort is one of the clearest signs of attraction. A woman who likes you will consistently make small gestures to connect, whether it's messaging you regularly, commenting thoughtfully on your posts, or following up on topics you previously discussed. This consistency isn't forced, it's habitual because her mind prioritizes you, whereas casual acquaintances interest sporadically and often superficially. Someone who is interested ensures that the connection is maintained and nurtured over time. This steady pattern of engagement reflects both her interest and her comfort level with developing a closer bond. And the more consistent her effort, the more likely it's that she's emotionally invested beyond superficial attraction. Another subtle signal is how she reacts to your interactions with other people, particularly women. While over jealousy may be rare, she may display slight shifts in energy, attention, or body language when someone else shows interest in you. She might unconsciously position herself closer, increase engagement in conversation, or subtly assert her presence in your awareness. These reactions are typically subconscious and they signal emotional sensitivity rather than insecurity. Observing these micro behaviors over time can provide insight into her deeper feelings, especially when combined with other indicators like attentiveness, communication, and shared emotional moments. Subtle changes in her behavior around others can reveal much about her unspoken attraction to you. Physical alignment and mirroring are strong nonverbal indicators of emotional connection. And when she begins mimicking your gestures, posture, or speech patterns, it's often subconscious, reflecting her desire to create harmony and rapport. For example, she may cross her legs when you do, match the rhythm of your speech, or adopt similar facial expressions during conversation. This synchronization is rooted in human psychology and signals comfort, trust, and attraction. And men often miss these cues because they're subtle and gradual, but a consistent mirroring over multiple interactions is a powerful marker that she likes you on a deeper level. The more naturally it occurs, the stronger the emotional alignment between you. She may show hidden curiosity about your personal world, asking about your family, childhood, values, or future aspirations. These questions are likely casual. They reflect a subconscious evaluation of compatibility and an attempt to understand how she fits into your life. Her inquiries go beyond surface level interest. They indicate she is assessing emotional alignment, shared values, and long-term potential. A woman who genuinely likes you won't only ask these questions, but remember your answers, reference them later, and respond thoughtfully. There's a level of engagement signals that she is actively thinking about your connection and considering the possibility of deeper intimacy. Attention to detail extends beyond conversation. She may notice changes in your appearance, new habits, or even slight shifts in your energy. Even a woman likes someone, she subconsciously tracks these changes as part of her interest in understanding you better. For instance, she might compliment a new hairstyle, acknowledge a change in demeanor, or remark on a minor personal achievement. These small acknowledgments demonstrate that she is observing you closely and that you occupy a meaningful place in her mental landscape. Men often overlook these gestures as casual politeness, but they're deliberate subconscious signals of attraction and attentiveness. Supportive behavior is another key sign of attraction. Women who like you tend to go out of their way to help, encourage, or comfort you. She might offer advice during challenging situations, check in on you when she knows you're stressed, or provide emotional reassurance. These actions reflect a desire to be present and valuable in your life. Unlike casual friendliness, this type of supportive behavior is consistent and intentional, showing that she prioritizes your well being. Over time, her care and consideration signal that she is emotionally invested in you and that her interest extends beyond superficial attraction. Humor and playful teasing often emerge as a tool to build a rapport and connection. If she engages in a light banter, teases you gently, or laughs disproportionately at your jokes, it's often a way of creating intimacy while maintaining comfort. Humor allows her to interact with you in a relaxed environment, gauging emotional chemistry and testing boundaries without risking vulnerability. When combined with other signs such as attention, emotional sharing, or a subtle touch, her use of humor becomes a clear indicator that she is interested in fostering closeness and enjoys the emotional energy of being around you. Her inclusion of you in future scenarios is another subtle yet telling sign. She may casually suggest attending an event together, planning a small activity, or asking your opinion on something she intends to do later. This is her way of signaling that she imagines you as a part of her life moving forward. People rarely incorporate others into their imagined future unless they feel a sense of attachment or emotional connection. When a woman repeatedly includes you in her mental or conversational future planning, it's a strong indication that she values your presence and is emotionally invested in the continuity of the relationship. Micro expressions and small gestures can be powerful emotional messages. She may smile slightly more when she sees you, tilt her head while listening, or maintain subtle eye contact that lingers longer than normal. These behaviors occur largely on a subconscious level, reflecting emotional responsiveness and attraction. Unlike overt signals, micro expressions are difficult to fake and offer genuine insight into her feelings. Observing patterns of these small behaviors over time provides a reliable picture of her interest, especially when coupled with other verbal and non-verbal cues. Digital interactions also provide clues about her level of interest. Women who like someone often engage more actively with their posts, send thoughtful messages, or share content that they know you will appreciate. This digital engagement isn't a casual, it reflects a desire to maintain presence in your life even when physical proximity isn't possible. She may comment meaningfully, initiate private conversations, or react quickly to updates, indicating that she prioritizes the connection. Consistent digital engagement mirrors a real-life emotional investment and serves as a contemporary indicator of attraction. Her energy level and demeanor often shift when interacting with you. A woman who likes you may appear more animated, responsive, or enthusiastic than she does with others. This increased energy is typically subconscious and reflects emotional excitement associated with attraction. Men often overlook these differences because they're gradual, but when observed over multiple encounters, they become clear indicators of emotional interest. Her elevated energy around you signals that she values the interaction and derives a positive emotional stimulation from your presence. A subtle nervousness or fidgeting is another indicator. She may play with her hair, adjust her clothing, or hesitate slightly when speaking to you. This is not a sign of insecurity but a natural psychological response to heightened emotional awareness. Her body reacts to the significance of the interaction, reflecting that she cares about how she is perceived. Over time, consistent signs of nervousness or self-conscious gestures around you suggest that she's emotionally invested and attracted to you, even if she doesn't verbally acknowledge it. Her attentiveness during conversation is a critical marker. She actively listens, asks meaningful follow-up questions, and maintains a focus rather than being distracted. Genuine listening is rare and requires effort, indicating that she values your thoughts and opinions. Beyond a polite engagement, her focused attention demonstrates a desire to understand you deeply and signals emotional closeness. This attentiveness is particularly telling when it's consistent across the different situations and interactions, reflecting sincere interest rather than temporary curiosity. A woman who likes you may make subtle efforts to look her best around you. These adjustments don't have to be dramatic. She may straighten her posture, adjust her hair, or choose slightly different clothing. These behaviors are subconscious attempts to create positive impressions and reflect a desire to be perceived favorably by someone she cares about. Such micro-grooming gestures, especially when consistent over time, indicate attraction and awareness of your presence in a way that goes beyond casual social etiquette. Small acts of thoughtfulness often reveal emotional interest. She may remember and celebrate minor achievements, offer help with a task, or provides support during stressful moments. These actions indicate that she is attentive to your needs and values, contributing positively to your life. While friends may occasionally perform thoughtful gestures, a woman who consistently demonstrates such care toward you specifically is signaling attachment and emotional investment. Repeated acts of kindness and attentiveness are extra nonverbal indicators that she likes you more than she admits. She may seek opportunities to spend one-on-one time with you, even in casual or group settings, suggesting to grab coffee, work together, or sit beside you reflects a desire to deepen the connection privately. One-on-one interactions allow for emotional bonding, shared experiences, and increased comfort, all of which are conducive to attraction. Her intentional pursuit of private interaction demonstrates interest and indicates that she values moments where she can focus on building a personal connection with you. Curiosity about your personal values and beliefs is another revealing signal. She may ask a question about how you approach life, your opinions on meaningful topics, or your long-term aspirations. This exploration reflects her desire to understand whether your values align with hers, which is a subconscious evaluation of compatibility. Women who are attracted often do this to gauge whether a deeper connection is possible. The depth and consistency of her curiosity indicate that she sees you as more than a passing acquaintance. Her reactions to your successes or accomplishments can be telling. A woman who likes you often celebrates your achievements enthusiastically, offering praise or expressing genuine excitement. She may also show empathy for setbacks and actively seek ways to encourage you. This emotional responsiveness reflects investment in your well-being and highlights a desire to share in your life experiences. Genuine emotional engagement in your highs and lows is a reliable marker of attraction, indicating that she values you personally and emotionally. Physical proximity in group settings often reveals interest. She may unconsciously position herself closer to you, find reasons to be near you, or adjust her setting to maintain proximity. Unlike casual friendships, which don't consistently seek closeness, her behavior signals comfort and a desire to engage physically and emotionally. Observing repeated patterns of proximity, especially combined with other cues such as attentiveness, touch, and engagement, confirms that she is emotionally invested and drawn to your presence. Her willingness to share personal experiences and stories is a key indicator of comfort and attraction. She may talk about meaningful life events, challenges, or successes as a way of connecting with you. Sharing personal narratives reflects trust, and trust is foundational to deeper attraction. A woman who likes you will often provide insights into her life, gradually testing the emotional safety of the relationship while building intimacy. This behavior, repeated over time, demonstrates that she sees you as someone significant enough to reveal her inner world too. She may show a heightened level of attentiveness to small, seemingly insignificant details about you, whether it's remembering your preferences, and commenting on subtle changes in appearance or recalling a previous conversations. Her ability to notice these nuances reflects a deep subconscious interest. This attentiveness indicates that she's emotionally engaged, consistently observing you and placing value on your presence, unlike casual friends who may overlook minor details. Her focus on these subtleties signals that she is building emotional connection and attachment. Digital engagement provides another layer of insight. A woman who likes you may frequently interact with your post, comment, and thoughtfully or share content that resonates with your interest. She may also initiate a private conversations online, ask questions, or check in regularly. These actions show that she's invested in making a connection even when face-to-face interaction isn't possible. Like consistent digital behavior mirrors a real-life emotional investment and signals that she wants to maintain closeness, reflecting ongoing interest and attraction. Her subtle changes in demeanor when around you, such as increased animation, energy, or responsiveness, are strong signals of attraction. These shifts are often unconscious and occur because she values your presence and derives emotional stimulation from your interactions. When often overlooked, these micro behaviors because they're gradual but repeated patterns of increased engagement and attentiveness reflect genuine interest. Emotional responsiveness expressed through tone, gestures, and energy is one of the most reliable indicators that she likes you more than she admits. Finally, the combination of these subtle behaviors, attentiveness, consistency, curiosity, physical alignment, humor, emotional support, vulnerability, micro expressions, and digital engagement paints a comprehensive picture of her feelings. Via no signal behavior guarantees attraction. The combination of these signals strongly suggests that she likes you on a deep level that verbalizes. A man who learns to recognize and interpret these subtle cues gain a clear understanding of her unspoken interest, enabling them to respond appropriately and nurture the connection. Recognizing and valuing these behaviors is essential for developing trust, emotional intimacy, and a potentially meaningful relationship. Thank you for watching. See you in a new video.